Hello friends and welcome to my July Hobonichi cousin flip through. I'm just gonna do this journal because this is really the only one I was consistently working on for July. So first we have the monthly. I know this spread looks busy, but it's really not. A good chunk of it is just work and then me jotting down whatever I did that day, if I did anything notable that day. So here's a close-up of everything. You can see me actually working on filling this out in my July Plan With Me video. Some days of note are Chloe's birthday on the second week, and I did a birthday stream for her with my new Chloe V2 model that is super janky, but I still love it. I played Stray that day. I didn't realize that the game audio was muted until the last 10 minutes of the stream, so that was fun. Other than that, there were some Costco trips and doctor appointments, and I gave myself a facial as a little treat. Now we're on to the weekly spreads for July. So I've been getting better at filling these out, but some days I'm just like, what did I even do? I don't remember. Work fries my brain sometimes, but I do my best to jot down things. Although most of my work days, the entries are just empty except for that block of work. Moving on to the next week, it's pretty much more of the same. It looks like I did a lot on my days off, but I actually didn't get most of my to-do list for that week done. That Thursday was Chloe's birthday. She turned 8 years old. Unfortunately, that was my work day, so I didn't do much except give her wet food. The day after, that Friday, was when I did my stream of Stray, and that went really well except for the game audio thing. That Friday was also when we woke up to just water being all over the bathroom floor. So my boyfriend had to go to work, so I had to deal with maintenance. And they came and they did something. And then about an hour later, there was water back on the floor. So I'm like, hey guys, can you come back and please fix this? So that kind of put a damper on my productivity that day. This week was also more of a lazy week. I napped a lot on Monday. I was just so exhausted from everything, from work and then doctor appointments and all that. On Friday, though, I somehow got the energy to be like, okay, we're getting stuff done. So I spent, like 5 hours video editing my July Plan With Me video. So that was, I don't know where that stamina came from. If only I had that more often, so many things would get done around here. This week I treated myself to a facial. We all need a spa day every once in a while. And after that I went to the Malaysian restaurant I had been eyeing the last month. Unfortunately, I was disappointed, honestly. I didn't give up hope yet because there was another location close to my boyfriend's work, so I was holding up hope that that location was better. But yeah, as I said in my August Plan With Me, it just tasted like it was dumbed down for white people. And in the final week of July, I did go to the one near my boyfriend's work with him this time. And again, I was disappointed, but I'm just gonna stop talking about that now. But that Monday, the new update, the title update for Monster Hunter Wilds came out, and I was so excited. So excited to play it. Oh my goodness, I stayed up way too late playing that. If only I had more time to just grind that game. I don't know how I got to Hunter level 280 something. Moving on to the actual meat of my planner, the daily sections. Not much new going on here. I did on Wednesday just make notes on good sleep habits that I can try to incorporate so I can actually get the sleep I need. Because God, I need sleep. I need so much sleep, guys. I don't know how I'm alive right now. But yeah, I've been mostly using my work days as just like info dumps because I don't have much to journal about. It's basically the same for every work day, my routine and everything, so not much going on there. On the next page, another one of my work days, I've decided to try and figure out some habits to increase my energy. And these were this information was taken from videos by Flourished Hope. She has a very nice calming channel, and I enjoy watching her content during work. Before I get any slack from you guys, as a home health nurse for my current patient, I am basically a glorified babysitter. I really just have to make sure that she takes her meds on time and, doesn't hurt herself. But moving on, I had a really low energy day on Saturday, so I just kind of doodled to reflect that. And on Sunday, I started looking up the best fonts to use for subtitles for my videos. And that was when I really started working on my first Plan With Me video. Alright, so this was the start of my doodle week in July. I doodled Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul because Studio Pierrot had just released the 10th anniversary animation for the series, and I loved it so much. It was so pretty. I just wanted to capture that. And here are some musings about Singapore. I doodled the Merlion because I was just missing the country. I was born there, and I lived there for a few years before moving to the US. And then I doodled my kitty because it was her birthday, and I love her very much. At this point, the doodles have started getting lazier. I just did a quick little thing of the main kitty from Stray, and then the next day it was kind of rainy, so I just drew a puddle. I tried my best. And then the last day of my doodle week, I just drew the main octopus from the book I was reading, Remarkably Bright Creatures. He's a big boy, and I've never cried so hard over an octopus before. Very good book, I recommend. So from here, it's just back to journaling as usual. I found a video about a notebook system that basically acts as a life administration system, so I decided to jot down notes on that. And then the next page is just me talking about Remarkably Bright Creatures because I'd finished it while at work. Like, if I had decided to read on my off day, I would have finished that shit in one sitting. The next day I'm talking about the next book I decided to read, which is An Edible History of Humanity, and honestly very interesting book. I really should have been like an anthropology or archaeology major because this is the shit that I love. And you can actually see right here I was taking some notes on Mesopotamian mythology and actually writing out the cuneiform because I just think cuneiform is so pretty. And then the next page I just had a little idea about, oh, what if dragons were domesticated? Just some fun creative concept ideas I wanted to jot down. July 21st, I had a lazy day. Just didn't want to write anything down. And the next day was when I actually went to that Malaysian restaurant I was talking about. I've talked enough about it, I'm gonna shut up about it, we're gonna move on. So right here I found another video by Flourished Hope on effective time management. So I just jotted some quick notes on that, even color-coded a little to emphasize some things. The next page is blurred a little bit because there's some sensitive information, but otherwise I'm just talking about how one of our dogs wasn't feeling well and has, as my boyfriend says, mud butt, and how I'm getting back into the Monster Hunter grind set with the release of the new title update. So on the 25th, I decided to actually try using some of the productivity tips from the Flourished Hope video, and honestly, using the Pomodoro method with my illustrations, I don't know why I didn't think of it before, but absolute game changer. Like, I'm getting shit done, I'm coloring faster, what? Anyway, that was just my findings. And then on next page on Sunday, just talking about being drained from work and how our wonderful government introduced the new big beautiful bill that really isn't that beautiful, and I don't know what, I'm not gonna talk about it. This is not a political channel, but it's stupid. And the next day is when I had that outing with my boyfriend, and we went to the other Malaysian location. And I've talked about this already enough, I don't want to beat this to death. Moving on! I had another lazy day on Tuesday, but I did go out and get myself a crepe. So that was the one fun thing I did for myself that day. The next day started out really stressful though because of work-related issues that I'm not gonna go into here because HIPAA, but I didn't even go that in depth on it. in my journal. So, and the last day of August is when I started trying out a new time blocking system, which I thought I would use the daily pages to time block using the little timeline grid on the left there. So far it's working okay. I can't really say much. We'll update at the end of August probably. But that's it for my flip through. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.